Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another TikTok, Facebook, YouTube live. Hope we are all good on this wonderful Thursday. It's been wonderful weather-wise, anyway. Right, it's been good. Everything else-wise, to be honest, it's been a good day. I've done a bit of work this morning. Live work, gym, content creating, and then I've just had a shower because I've just spent the last 2.5 hours jet washing our drive. I'm halfway through. It will be another 2.5 hours. I picked a tan up from doing it, so that's all right. We've got a bit of colour knocking about. Another 2.5 hours tomorrow. And it should. Boss, do not go near it. Flipping wasp has just flown in my office. Doors open, do one. Get out. I'm not bothered. They don't bother me, but I just don't want the dog snapping at it. What are you doing in here? There's nothing in here. No, that's me. Oh, you can see it. It's on camera. It was on camera then. It was on the Facebook, YouTube thing. Anyway, it'll do one. How are we all? Have we had a good day? What have we been doing on this fine Thursday? Yeah, like I say, I've just been cracking on with house bits, making the most of the weather, really. Making the most of the weather, really, which has been really nice, really nice. And like I say, doing some house bits. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy doing the old house bits. I love jet washing. I could do a job jet washing. I'd do it all day, every day. I love it. Absolutely love it. I find it really satisfying, very therapeutic. I do. I love it. Any other gardening, hate it. Absolutely can't stand it. Hedge cutting. I like cutting the hedge. Hate picking all the leaves and stuff up. But yeah, jet washing, absolutely love it. Anyway, we did a couple of hours of jet washing yesterday, 2.5 hours today, another 2.5 hours. I need a better jet washer. That's my thing. I bought it in COVID. And I was panicking about money, and I thought I need to keep myself busy. So it's like 150 quid cartridge one. It's a good one, but it's only tiny. I need a big one. So I've got quite a big front. Our house has got really big like front drives. Just the way they were built. They're like 1970s. I look at houses nowadays, new builds, and I'm like, they can only park one car. I'm like, what's going on? I don't think I'd ever buy a new build house. I'd always buy something like. You just get so. I know, like you need to do them up and stuff like that, but you just look at houses built like ours. I think ours was built 1972. You just get so much more like space around and not crammed in as much. Anyway, there's Neil's thoughts of the day for new build and older houses. Should we do a top? Should we do a top 5? Callum, good evening. You're in at number 1. Making your chili right now. It's good. It's good, Callum. It is good. Answer's in at number 2. Emma's in at number 3. Evening, inspired by your little vlog. Popped in there today and picked up some of the chicken in sauce. That is definitely from Aldi. I'm over here. Did I get a chicken in sauce in Lidl? I know I've got a chicken in white sauce from Aldi. I'm hoping you mean Aldi, Emma. Maybe you don't. Maybe you got Lidl's version. Tell me about Lidl's version. If Lidl do a version, tell me about the calories. I want to know. Steph's in. Batch cooked your chili from the freezer in the slow cooker. Amazing. Absolutely love it. I've lost count on my top 5. I'm going to say Steph's number 3. I might add another 2 in. Anna's in at number 4. Lynn's in at number 5. That'll do for the top 5. I was reading comments while saying good evening. Neil Price icon Manjaro. All hell broke loose. Oh, what's going on with MJ? Why is it going up in price? Is it? I thought it'd come down. I thought there'd be more supply. I thought, normally when something first comes out, it's very expensive, isn't it? And then as there's more floods onto the market and maybe more manufacturers of it, bit of competition, I thought the price would come down. Maybe it's supply and demand. Oh, Paula's in as well. Paula knows. Paula will inform us. Kelly C. Hi. MJ's coming in price on the 1st of September up to 170% increase. If that's on the news, it'll be nowhere near 170% increase. If that's coming from the news, is this coming from official manufacturers or is it just news that likes to blow everything out of proportion? But even MJ's expensive anyway, isn't it? Like a pen's like for like your 5, 7.5, like 150 quid a pen, aren't you? So even if it goes up 20%, that's 180 quid. It's an extra pinch, isn't it, for people? Let me have a Google and see what's what. Is there just? Do you know? I don't even know this. Is there just one supplier of Manjaro? I know there's different things, or is it being distributed by, is it just one manufacturer? And because I know there's loads of GLP-1s, and I suppose one manufacturer, as they call it, Wegovy, one call it Manjaro, but they are all different. Is there just one brand? Is what I'm trying to say. Because if there is one brand, then they've got the monopoly, haven't they? Manjaro. Let's see what's in the news. Let's see on the news. Lily to hike you. Oh, Lily, right? Okay, so it is just one brand. That's answered that. No one needs to answer that one. Lily to hike UK price of Manjaro weight loss drug by 170%. All right, drug by up to. Why is everyone like up to? I'm wondering if it's probably the don't like. Is the 5 mil 2.5 going to go up 10%, and the bigger the dose, the more it'll go up? I don't know. The news always likes to blow everything out of proportion, but already it's lost to by up to 170%. We've always got to be very careful with wording. So the news love wordings: might, maybe, could, It said on Thursday, amid a White House push to get drug makers to raise medicine prices in Europe to allow for price cuts in the United States. Okay. So Manjaro being an American-made product that is then sold in the UK, so we're going to start paying for the Americans to have their drugs, right? All right, fair enough. Well, it's not fair enough, but that's the thing, isn't it? The new price, which also applies to Lily's type 2 diabetes medicine that has the same name, is effective from September. The price for a month's supply of the highest dose of the medicine will increase from 122. Right. So the bigger the dose, the bigger the increase on price. So at 15... the highest dose will increase from 122 to £330. Wow. That's a lot, isn't it? That is a lot of money. It's flipping it. It's not cheap anyway, is it? That's going to have a big knock-on effect as well with like prescription Manjaro. There's the NHS, because the NHS still have to buy it. Wow. Anyway, there we go. We'll see how it affects how many people are currently using it. Lynn, SW3, been to Windsor Castle. Very nice. I hope you've had a lovely day. Spoke to my provider. They wrapping things up, said not to worry. They will try and make it as affordable as they can. So fingers crossed. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them, isn't it? Suppliers will be making a fortune on it at the moment. It all depends what they're paying for it. And it all depends, are they willing to cut their profit margins a little bit? They'll probably have to, in a way, to keep it maybe not competitive, but to keep the sales going. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But that is a big price hike, Obviously, not many people are on the top end. It'll be interesting to see what the 2.5, 5, 7.5s go up. No notice on My Supplier's website yet, so I'll be keeping fingers crossed, but I'm staying lower anyway. Yeah, and do you know what? Maybe it's a good thing. And I mean, me, Mr. Positive, let's always try and take a positive out of a negative. Too many people have been ramping up their doses way too quickly. And too many suppliers have been pushing people to ramp up their dose way too quickly to make more money, right? This will definitely curb that. And what you'll then start, and again, a positive thing, some people might only ever be able to afford to go up to 5 milligram maximum. And that will then force them, while using Manjaro, to also do what they should be doing. So rather than solely using the drug as their solely using the drug as their means for weight loss, they're going to have to use the drug. And because their appetite's not going to be as suppressed as high, they're also then going to have to go, right, well, I still need to count my calories. I need to do this. I need to do that. And if they teach themselves those skills, then when they come off it, also it might mean the length that people stay on it is shortened, right? Which, if people, people are like, oh, I'm going to stay on it for life. You're probably not if it's costing you £300 a month, right? £3,600 a year for the rest of your life. Probably not. So maybe it's a good thing, Not bothered about MJ increase, but if RLB went up, I would lose my mind. Yeah, I'm increasing my prices by £170. I've had no price increases for 2 years. And anyone that is currently subscribed to me in any way, shape, or form, as long as you stay subscribed to me, you will never pay any more money. That is something I set out from the day I started online coaching, right? And it will never change. So if you stay subscribed to me, if you're currently paying $29.99 a month, which is what my current monthly subscription is to work with me as your weight loss coach, then in 5 years' time, if you're still with me, you'll be paying $29.99. New signups might pay $49.99. You'll still be paying $29.99. Yearly signups, you'll never pay any more than what you first paid as a year. If you've done a year's subscription, right, whatever you pay, anyone that took out a year's subscription last November and it was your first one, that's what you'll pay this November if you want to sign back up. For a year, or if you signed up last year, including your sign up fee, I'll do it a little bit cheaper for you. I'll always look after you. You guys support me. I will always look after you. And it's something that, and it could have been, I knew it never would have been, but when I set it up, Rachel was like, that's a really nice offer, Neil, but what if you end up with like 100 clients and they never leave? And I'm like, that would be a dream in a way. But I said, that's never going to happen, right? That's never going to happen. I said, people will always come and go. And, if anyone leaves and then comes back, you will pay the new price. All right. So it's only for people that continuously subscribe, You've looked after me. Maureen, you've been on board now. Coming up 2 years, Maureen, we've been working together. And yeah, it works both ways, it works both ways. I'm not leaving. It's my second longest relationship. Annie, you're definitely creeping into that OG status. You're number 470. Latest sign-ups are like 500 and odd. And guys, if you want to sign up to my one-to-one plan, there are deals still on at the moment. You've got 13 days left. 13 days left of deals. If you want to join my monthly one-to-one plan, £15 sign up. That's it. And then it's $29.99 per month, which will start at the end of this month. So you'll get your first couple of weeks free. Because I can't get you started Monday with time's ticking on. I've only got one person signed up for Monday, to be honest with you. But I won't have time to write your plan. I maybe could get it done Monday. If you sign up tonight and get your consultation form over to her, I'll get you started Monday. £15, that's all you need to pay. And then the next payment will be the 1st of September, $29.99. It should be the 31st of August, but it's a Sunday. So you won't pay anything. So you pay 1st of September, 1st of October, 1st of November, and you're covered then pretty much right away up until Christmas. All right. So I'll coach you up until Christmas, and you could easily be, not easy, right? But you follow my plan consistently from now until Christmas. You can be over a stone lighter by Christmas. I'm never leaving here. No way, never, no more. Helen, thank you very much. I've been there about 3 years. Yeah, Tony, you've definitely been on a long time. I don't think I could leave even when I should. Well, and do you know what? I've got quite a few clients now that have hit their goal and are just maintaining, but are still subscribing, but they are like OG clients. When I first started online coaching, it was $19.99 a month. I've still got a handful of people that are paying £20 a month. And they're kind of like, for £20 a month, even if they don't check in for 2 months and then come back on board, it's $19.99 a month. And if they ever left and then came back, they'd be paying $29.99 a month. So yeah, we still got some of you. We still got some OGers. Absolutely. Okay. I was wondering about that. Yeah, Callum, don't worry. Whatever you paid, I've got everyone's sort of like whatever, like, you know, like when I do the what is it? When I do my Christmas fund, basically, I don't mind admitting it. You know, I do Black Friday deal on a yearly plan for current clients. I always do them a right good deal. So yeah, when Callum, what you paid last year? Oh no, I'll have to put that up. No, I can't charge that again. No, that'll have to go up. Sorry. Joking. No, whatever you paid last year, I've got it all logged down here. Whatever you paid last year, you can pay that again for the next 12 months. If you want to do another 12 months. Like I say, you support me, I'll always look after you guys. So yeah, that's how it is. That's it. Yeah. No need to say any more than that. Right, let me scan up. Let me scan up. Reads with Tara. Good evening, Tara. I hope you're doing good. Lost £12 in a month, and now I'm stuck. Not gained or lost. What's happening? Kerry, you probably lost £12 in a month, and then you've just had one weigh-in where the scales haven't moved. It's natural. It happens. It's called a plateau. It doesn't mean you're not losing body fat. It just means something else is counterbalancing the scales. Kerry, you can only question the scales not moving, right? If it lasts for 4 weeks or more. And you might be like, well, I don't want to wait 4 weeks, Neil, until I know if there's something going on. And the only thing that's going on is if the scales don't move for 4 weeks or more, it's because you're not in a calorie deficit. You're not doing what you should be doing. And then there's people like me that go, let's find out why. You know? But, you know, how many times have you weighed and the scales haven't moved, Kerry? I'm guessing 1 week. I reckon you've done 4 weeks or 5 weigh-ins or something like that, and you've lost £12, and this is the first time you've said maintaining, you're panicking. Stop panicking. There's no need. Boss, I have a problem. I'm looking at flights to Prague for the end of September. Why is that a problem? Prague's ace. Really good place. Cheap while you're there as well. Get on it. Prague's really, really good. I've only been once. It's very small. You don't need to go there for long. We did 3 nights. That was more than enough. Lovely little square. Expensive round the square-ish. Like, not expensive compared to the UK. Everything's expensive. And you're Dublin, Stefan, so you're even dearer than we are. Yeah, you go out and about, go down the back streets and stuff, and it's a really cool little city. Like I say, it's not loads there. Bit of an old town, bit of a castle, nice little square. A few bits and pieces knocking about, but a very cool place. Get it booked. Get going. Right, let me scan up. Don't think I'll ever leave the community. I love supporting someone so genuine. Ryan, that's very kind of you to say, mate. Thank you. And you're definitely an OG in the community. Right, let me scan down and see what's going on. Right, now we've done the loyalty checks. Shall we move on? But yeah, guys, seriously, if you want to sign up, TikTok profile, Facebook page, YouTube page, Instagram, click on my link tree, click on the monthly one-to-one plan, enter code SUMMER50. That'll make you sign up half price, 15 quid. Sign up before tonight. Get your consultation form. I mean, you can sign up in the morning. As long as you get your consultation form back to me by tomorrow tea time. Rachel's going to get her hair done on Saturday for a couple of hours. So I don't really work on Saturdays now because Rachel works 9 to 5, like Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. I try and kind of stick in with that a little bit because it's when we get to see each other. But she's out Saturday afternoon, 1 till 4, getting her hair done. So I can come in the office and work. So if you do sign up, I'll get your plan written and we'll get you started. Good, thank you. Back on it this week after a rubbish few weeks. Yeah, you have struggled a little bit, Tara, but don't be too, I always say this, don't be too hard on yourself. You might have struggled a little bit, but you've always been accountable. You kept checking in. You've messaged me a couple of times looking for advice. And if you've took that on board, now you can move on. So you're all good. You're all good. Yeah, that's it. So it's check-in day tomorrow. I did mention this the other day on the Everything Weight Loss session. I've not mentioned this. Anyone weighing at the moment, we have to take into account the weather. The weather can cause dehydration because of how warm it is, especially if you're doing bits and pieces. I've been really active the last couple of days. That's Rachel coming on. I've been really active the last couple of days, grafted a little bit, I've been sweating quite a lot. I've been trying to get as much water down to stay hydrated. But I am fully aware it might affect my check-in tomorrow. I did say this morning quite confidently I have lost. I've lost body fat over the last 2 weeks. Whether the scales show it or not, I've lost it. Why? Because I've been in a calorie deficit. I was bang on not last week, the weekend before. Since my last got on the scales, a week last Friday, I stuck to my ideal deficit that weekend, right, to finish that week off. Last week I was bang on it. This week I have been bang on it. So I've lost 2 to 3 pounds of body fat. I've lost 2 pounds of body fat in the last 2 weeks, definitely. Right. So if the scales tomorrow say I've lost half a pound, say I've gained half a pound, it's just something else counterbalancing. And that's one of the beauties of calorie counting. You're not second guessing anything. Now don't get me wrong, to not second guess anything, you need to be consistent, you need to be accountable, you need to have filled that app in. But if you have been, it tells you the story, it tells you what's going on. I can work it out for you now. Let me get my NutriCheck up. Now, I've not put in my food for the rest of today, but what I do today won't affect fat loss. What I do today in terms of what I'm eating might affect water retention, might affect something else. But if I burn about 24,000 calories per week. All right. So if I get my week view up and I go, so this is since I last checked in. So on my last check-in day, I had 2,264 calories. I then on the Saturday had 3,704. And then I had 3,809 on the Sunday. Last week I had 17,654. Right. And then so far this week, I've tracked today my lunch and my tea and my afternoon snacks. That is 1,259 calories. I will be having more than that. But it says so far this week, I've had 7,389. I'm going to put 8,000 in because that's probably where I'm going to be at the end of today. So over the last 2 weeks, I've had 35,000 calories. Now, it's very, very common for us to be around 10% out with our tracking. But the calories I give you, the calories I set myself, do not include the calories we burn through the thermic effect of food. So that counterbalances the 10%. But I am going to add 2,000 onto that. Right? I am. Yeah. So I'm going to add 2,500 just as a bit of a fail-safe. So that means I've eaten, since I last checked in, 38,000 calories. I burned 48,000. So I've definitely been in a 10,000 calorie deficit. That means I've lost nearly 3. Will you come and sit here even though your mum's back? That means it might not be Rach, actually. That means I'll have lost nearly 3 pounds of body fat. Whether the scales reflect that or not, that's what I know I've lost from my calories. And if tomorrow I get on the scales and I've lost 1.5 pounds, it means I'm carrying 1.5 pounds extra in water from the last time I weighed in. If I got on the scales tomorrow and I've gained a pound, I'm carrying 4 pounds of water. So the calorie tracking, calorie counting, it answers the questions that if I get on the scales tomorrow and I go, why am I not losing weight? Well, I'll never ask those questions because I will be losing weight. You can't base the success of something on a single weigh-in, right? And I never would. So let's say I've got a gain tomorrow. What I tend to always do is I keep looking back at the last 10 weeks. So whether I've got a gain, if I've got a loss tomorrow, I won't overlook it. I won't look at it. But if I've got, let's say I maintain tomorrow. Let me get my progress sheet up. Right, let's say I maintain tomorrow. Where's my sheet? It's not, that's last year's. Right, let's say I maintain tomorrow, right? Which would have me at 251.6. Right, so I maintain tomorrow. And I'm like, but I would then look at the last, including this one. So I'd look at the last, say, 5 check-ins. So 5 check-ins ago, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? I weighed 35 points. I'd lost. I was 35.6 down. Right? So that means in the last 10 weeks, I have lost 0.6 of a pound. Now you're going to be going, but you're telling us that every check-in you lose 2 to 3 pounds. I do. But that check-in 5 check-ins ago was my pre-holiday check-in. When I came back from holiday, I was 8.1 pounds up. So if I maintain tomorrow and I take that into account, although I'm actually only 0.6 of a pound lighter than I was 10 weeks ago, over the last 10 weeks, I have gained and lost over 8 pounds of body fat from being on holiday. Right? So I've actually will have lost nearly 9 pounds of body fat in the last 10 weeks. Now that's not quite averaging a pound a week, but I'll be honest with you, I've not been the best over the last 10 weeks. I've been all right, but I haven't been the best. But that's if I maintain. If I lose tomorrow, well, we'll have a look. We will have a look. And then I don't even need to look back 10 weeks. I can look back to the beginning of the year. And if I take into account the beginning of the year, if I maintain tomorrow, I'm still 35 pounds down, which is 2.5 stone. Right? Anyway, we'll see where we're at tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to make it. I think we're going to see a loss on the scales. I don't know how big that loss is going to be, but I think I'm going to see a loss on the scales tomorrow. But like I say, we'll see what that loss is going to be. Yeah. I'm the same as I went just before Spain. Yeah, and to be honest with you, over summer, I was more than happy to maintain. I was buzzing with my losses up to the end of March, going into Easter, really. I was well happy. So, yeah, I'm not really too concerned. The next, I'm sort of like now, I am lighter than I was before going to Benidorm. And if I lose a couple of pounds tomorrow, I'll be 3 pounds lighter. So I've lost 11, 12 pounds in the last 10 weeks, which is fine considering I've had a night out with some mates. Did I have a night out with some mates? Yeah, I had a day out. What did I do? I had a day out a couple of weeks ago and I can't remember. Oh yeah, I went to a mate's housewarming party and then I had another weekend where I was really inaccurate. Probably wasn't in much of a calorie deficit if I'm being totally honest with myself. So there we go. And then I've got another 2 weeks. 2 weeks tomorrow, we're off to Benidorm. So that's my focus at the moment. And that is my focus. We're out on Saturday. And it is, I'm going to go over my calories this week, my ideal deficit. But I'm still going to end up in a deficit. And then I've got 2 weeks, head down. Well, it won't be 2 weeks. I'm going to just enjoy this weekend. And I'm a bit like that in summer. I like being social in summer. You've still got to live your life while losing weight. And, I'm going to enjoy this weekend. Just see where it's at. Not just going to run with it a little bit, and then it's going to be head down from Monday till a week on Friday. It's going to be head down and see where I'm at, and that'll be my next check-in, and that'll be my pre-holiday check-in. So yeah. Anyway, there we go. I'll let you know tomorrow. We don't need to talk about check-ins anymore today because it's not check-in day. I've had a couple in today. But yeah, if you do, you might get a little bit of water retention from how warm it is. So you've just got to be, just got to take it on board. Going out tomorrow for the mother's birthday to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Banked as many calories as I could, hoping for the best. Yeah, and again, we panic so much about these all-you-can-eat buffets and this, that, and the other. Like, Jez, if you go there tomorrow and eat 2,500 calories, what do you normally have for your tea anyway? 800 calories, right? So it's only 1,700 calories more than you'd normally have. And it's one of them. It's just, if you end up the odd week where you're not hitting your ideal deficit, it's just the odd week where you're not hitting your ideal deficit. Now, I'm fully aware this week, like I say, Saturday's not going to be a big do. I don't want it to be. My focus is Benidorm, but I'm going to have a few drinks. I'm going to get a bit tipsy. We're going out for a couple of hours for a few drinks. And then we're going out for tea, and we're eating at like 7:15. Saturday night, the place is going to be busy. It's a good place, so we're quite happy on the Saturday. We're quite happy just chilling in the food place. It's a Mexican. It's got like a rum cocktail bar next to it, so we might nip in there afterwards if we finish a bit early. But really, I've sort of said to Rach, if we finish eating at 9ish, I'm not bothered about drinking after I've eaten. So I said, might have one more somewhere if anyone's up for it. If not, we'll just get a taxi and come home. So it's going to be like a 5 till 9 sort of thing with a big meal in there. So it's going to be a few drinks. It's going to be good. It's going to be calorific. Well, not too calorific. It's as much as you make it, really. The big thing for me is always Sunday. And I want to stay in control on Sunday, even though, hangover days normally for me. I think we've already said we're going to have a pizza Sunday night. So that's from a local takeaway, which I track at $14.50. We're going to get up in the morning and take the dogs to the beach. And then there's a little like farm shop cafe on the way back. I'm going to get a bacon barn from there on the way home. And then it's just controlling through the day. I'm on it. I can do it. We can stay on track. Right, guys, I'm not going. I'm going in about 5-10 minutes time. Going to go make tea. Chicken salad tonight. We're on chicken salad. I've got chicken in the oven at the moment. So I'm roasting the chicken. Me and Rachel eat the chicken breast. I might end up with a cheeky bit of leg meat or I might eat the wings off it. But really, we quite like roasting chicken because we'll just tend to eat the chicken breast because it's the lowest calorie bit. But then when it goes cold, I can strip the carcass off and then I just give it to the dogs mixed in the biscuits. What's Betty got there? Oh, she's got a meat stick. Oh, she's going to be an absolute prat with that. She gets, what's it called? Resource garden. Stuff she doesn't want to eat straight away. And I can tell she don't want to eat it straight away because she's walking around with it. Oh, no, is she going to chew it? No, she don't want to eat it straight away. She gets she's a bit of a bugger for resource gardening, so I might have to take it off. Saying that now she's chewing it, she might eat it. Right, let me my scale say one at a time, please. Brilliant. Chinese buffet tomorrow. I've not been to it. Rachel's just not a massive fan. She has a phobia about loads of people touching food and dinging food. I kind of get it because they're not the best places. But I used to love going to a Chinese buffet. I love a buffet on holiday, like breakfast buffet. Ace in it, getting loads of different bits and pieces. Don't like it at night time. Well, do you know what? I don't like holiday buffets. I tell you why I don't like a holiday buffet at night time. I would like it if like a Chinese buffet. It's all Chinese food, right? So you end up with a Chinese. What I hate about a buffet at night time on holiday is you end up with a piece of pizza, and people might love this. You end up with a piece of pizza, some roast beef, some chips, a couple of chicken nuggets, a bit of paella, and something else. And you just never end up feeling like you've eaten a meal, right? I'm just dead finicky like that. It really, breakfast, absolutely love it. Can handle it for lunch. I'm all right, bit of lunch, that's fine. Nighttime, going out for a meal, does me head in, like in the hotel. So we go to Tenerife, and we have gone all inclusive, but it does have the hotel we picked it has a buffet restaurant and it has an a la carte restaurant as well that you can order off the menu, but we'll eat out we're there for 7 nights. We'll probably eat out probably every night, if I'm being honest with you. But we'll certainly eat out 5 out of the 7. Unless the food in the a la carte restaurant in the hotel is really good, then we might eat there a bit more. But I'm a bit like that. But like a Chinese buffet or an Indian, but like you go, and it's just, so you only end up with Chinese. Love it. And especially, I just think Chinese buffets just work well, don't they? They just, because that's what we love about Chinese. Get a bit of everything. You get a bit of your duck, sweet and sour chicken, your beef and black bean, get your rice, your noodles, your chips, your spring rolls, your prawn toast, your ribs. That's it. That's why I always end up spending 50 quid at a Chinese, because you like a bit of everything. Well, a buffet just ticks all the boxes. I don't think we have one around here. Is anyone from the Preston area? Is there a Chinese buffet around? We've got Mr. Basra's in Blackpool, but that is an absolute dump. I won't eat there. The food's not great, and they do everything at Mr. Basra's. You've got a Chinese section, an Indian, Italian, but not for me. Not for me at all. Do you recommend them scales where it measures calories when putting it on that connect to your phone? No, I don't see that. It's just use a calorie counting app. You just don't use NutriCheck, weigh on the scales, write it to NutriCheck. I just don't see, pointless. They're just trying, I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't know, well, you've got to enter it into your calorie counting app anyway, so just enter it in. Do you know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, I suppose an advantage might be if, you should pre-track, right? So you should go, right, I'm making cereal. I've got 300 calories for breakfast. Put in, let's say you're going to have Cocoa Pops. Put in, I'm not recommending to eat Cocoa Pops all the time, but you might have them every now and then. Right, let's say you put in 80 grams of Cocoa Pops and 150 mils of milk in your app. Oh, that's 350 calories. Right, I'll have 70 grams of Cocoa Pops. Yeah. So the only advantage of using scales is you wouldn't pre-track, but that's a bad habit. You should pre-track. You should not, unless it's in your app, it doesn't go in your trap. So, if you should have a calorie structure. You should be aware of what you're going to eat for breakfast. You should know what you're going to have for your lunch. It's something that I give my clients, and I don't know how much my clients use it, but the calorie structure I give my clients, I don't know if anyone realizes how much of a powerful tool it is. And you can adjust it as you want to. Nothing's set in stone, but it's something that has helped me. And it's something that I started doing 11 years ago. And it's something that I still do now. Whenever I'm making breakfast, whether it's poached egg on toast, whether it's a yogurt bowl, whether it's porridge, whether it's protein pancakes, 400 to 500 calories. That is whatever I'm making, whether it's a bowl of crunchy nut cornflakes, it's 400 to 500 calories. It keeps you in such a good control. Knowing exactly what you should have. Same for my dinner. It's 500 to 600 calories. And then I put what I'm eating in my app. Today, I was like, I was scraping the bowels today a little bit. I got home and I'd forgotten half the stuff from Aldi. So I was like, what am I going to have? So I remember Rachel saying, get that ham eating in fridge that I bought at the weekend. It's from a local Deli Bakers and it's class, right? So I was like, right, ham omelette, ham and cheese omelette, right? So I'm in my app. I'm like 4 eggs, 70 grams of ham, right? Half a tin of beans. And there were the Heinz low sugar beans, which I don't mind, but I only really like to use them for cooking. What I mean by cooking is put them in a chili, put them in a cottage pie, something like that, right? Or I'll use them in like if I'm making my crumpet bake or something like that with a mix with a few bits. Fine, right? But so I put in a tablespoon of HB sauce, which made them now added sugar beans. But anyway, and I put all that in, and then that allowed me, and I'm like, right, I've got between 500 and 600 calories. That then allowed me to see how much cheese I could have, right? Because I was like, whatever calories I've got left, I am spending it on cheese. So we should always pre-track. We should always have a little look at, what we're looking at, and we should use a calorie structure. So, and it's the same, for my tea tonight. Now, to be honest with you, my tea is normally 600 to 800 calories. I've already planned my salad. It's in my app, and it's 560 calories or 540 calories is my tea tonight. So I'm like, right, well, that's that. I'm like, and if I have my tea and it's 540 calories, I won't then add necessarily stuff to my main meal. I'll be like, do you know what? I could have a yogurt afterwards, or a protein shake, or a protein bar, or some fruits, or you know what I mean. I can. Or I might have a bit of fruit, and I might have a twister for 46 calories. Yeah, but honestly, sticking to a calorie structure. Look at your app now, right? Look at your app now. Are you all over the place? I'll tell you mine. If you tell me yours, right? If you're all over the place, if one day you're having 200 calories for your breakfast, the next day you're having 500. One day your lunch is 300 calories, the next day it's 900 calories, right? So, like this week, so my dinner today was 560 calories. My dinner yesterday was 700, right? A little bit over, but I was eating on the go a little bit. My dinner on Monday, 520 calories. Remember, my target's 500 to 600. Every now and then, you're going to go a bit over that, but more often than not, right? I'll try and stick in there. Even we won't look at Saturday, Sunday because that's always higher calorie. Friday, my dinner was 620 calories, right? On Thursday, my dinner was 492 calories, so a little bit under. My dinner on Wednesday, 630 calories. See, like, don't wrong, I'm not going 20, 30 calories over, but it's all very much there or thereabout. My dinner last Tuesday, 523 calories. On Monday, it was 700. Right, that's because I did worth the calories in the thing. But can you see there? Like, there's a range. It's not. If that was in a graph, it would just look like that. What does yours look like? Same for my teas. A week last Monday, my tea was 630 calories. My range for my tea is 600 to 800 calories. That's what I try and stay. And every now and then it'll be a bit more. Right, 680 calories, between 6 and 800. My tea a week last Tuesday was 760. On the Wednesday, it was 714. On Thursday, it was 900, so just a little bit higher. On Friday, it was 705. Again, Saturday, Sunday is my higher calorie days, so that my structure's different then. Monday just gone, 620 calories. Tuesday, 652 calories. Wednesday, 1,000 calories. I had a chippy tea. Again, a little bit higher, but 4 out of 5 is banging my structure. Yeah, so use your calorie structure. It is such a powerful tool for consistency. Your body gets used to the amount of calories you're eating on a day-to-day basis. That helps with satiation. It helps with feeling satisfied after you're eating. It's just a really good tool to use. And it doesn't need to just try and put some consistency in there. The weekend I've got higher calorie days, so I've got food freedom. But Monday to Friday, I'm very structured with it. My breakfast and lunch is the same most days. My tea changes, then depends if I get snacks or not. Yeah, but I never class snacks in my main meals, right? So like my NutriCheck has, and I only ever track my main meals so I have in my NutriCheck, I have breakfast, dinner, afternoon snack, tea, evening snack, and alcohol. My main meals, so like tonight, if I'm having chicken salad, that's in there, right? That's done, and it's 500 and something calories. Yeah. If I then, I've got more calories after that, I'll have a Muller Lite and an apple. That'll go into my evening snacks. I always keep my meal. Same with lunch. If I had lunch and it was 600 calories, and after lunch I fancied a yogurt or I fancied something else, something a little bit sweet like Fred, I move that into afternoon snacks. Breakfast is breakfast, dinner is dinner, tea is tea, and then I put anything other than main meals goes in afternoon snacks or evening snacks, depending on whether it's after lunch. I never snack in between breakfast and between breakfast and dinner. I never snack, never. Right, I only have a snack in between lunch and tea. So that always goes, whatever I have between my main lunch and my tea goes in afternoon snacks. Anything I have after tea, whether it's straight after a yogurt or whether it's 3 hours later, goes into my evening snacks. Yeah. Good evening, boss. Good evening, Michelle. Hello. Right. There we go. That's me. I'm done. I'm going to go make tea. One more from Jez on YouTube. It's a bit of an everything buffet, so I'll be having some Chinese with a side of Indian and kebab for me. That's the best part. So many different types of food in one place. Enjoy it, mate. Enjoy it. If you enjoy it, go for it. And again, it's someone's birthday. We've got to give ourselves this little bit of freedom. We've got to be able to understand that we can take the reins off every now and then. Every night, no. Once a week, can we go out for a nice meal or have a takeaway? Yeah. Once in a blue moon, can we go and just fully enjoy an all-you-can-eat buffet? When I say blue moon, once a month, once every... Yeah, you can, And, the difference between doing that and the difference between not doing that and just sticking to plan day in, day out, over the space of 3 months is a few pounds, right? You might get a few pounds more losses on the scales. But the difference is if you free your mind and allow yourself some higher calorie foods, some more calorie dense foods, a meal out, a buffet for your mum's birthday, a weekend away where you just take the reins off a little bit, that is going to massively help with adherence, right? I would rather stick to 2,500 calories a day on average, right, for 12 months with the mindset that I'm also going to go over that amount 4 or 5 times over the year in terms of averages over a week, than try and stick to 2,500 calories a day, day in, day out for the whole year, and try and fit everything into that, right? You know, your meals out, your holidays. Because if you do that, it's too restrictive and you won't last 12 months. So you're better off giving yourself that freedom and sticking to it. And, you know, if you stick to my plan, most people can lose 4 stone in a year quite comfortably. When I say comfortably, it's not easy, but I mean, it's not going to be like an absolute slog physically or mentally to lose 4 stone in a year sticking to my plan. If you go too rigid, too fewer calories, this, that, and the other, it will feel like a slog, and you might lose 5 stone in a year, even if you've got that to lose. And what I notice is more often than not, I would say 19 out of 20 people that stick to really low calories, they're not sticking to them anyways. Lady that came on the live yesterday saying she was eating 1,700 calories a day and she'd lost 2 stone in 2 years, a stone a year. I'm not saying that's bad weight loss, because it's all relative to how much you weigh. But I'm like, there's absolutely no way you've been anywhere near eating 1,700 calories a day to lose a stone in a year. Not with the amount of movement she told me she did. So she's probably just very inconsistent at sticking to. But if you stick to 1,700 calories a day 6 months of the year, and 6 months of the year you're just going wayward all the time off plan, right, you're still going to feel like you're always eating 1,700 calories a day because it's what you're doing most of the time. Well, let's say you do 1,700 calories a day, so 7 months of the year on average, you know, so three weeks doing it, 1 week not, or whatever. You're still going to feel. This is where people go, I'm eating 1,000 calories a day. Are you? Yeah, I'm not losing weight. Are you really? You're eating 1,000 calories Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then you try to do it Friday, but forget to track at night time. And then you don't track Saturday, Sunday. But because you're doing 1,000 calories a day, 4 days out of 5, and you sort of convince yourself that you're still doing it just about on a Friday. So you're like, I'm doing it 5 days out of 7. You convince yourself that's you doing it more often than not. So you're eating 1,000 calories a day. When the honest truth is, you're eating 1,000 calories Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4,000 calories. Friday, you're eating 2,500 because you got spoons after work and having a wrap and chips that you've not tracked at 1,000 calories and 2 bottles of flipping Echo Falls fruit punch, whatever it's bloody called, right? And you're eating 2,500 calories. Now you're at 6,500 calories, right? And then at the weekend, you're doing, again, 2,500 Saturday, 2,500. So now you're actually eating 11,000, 12,000 calories a week, right? And you guys and them might be like, well, it's still been a deficit. No, because most people that tend to try to eat 1,000 calories a day weigh 9.5 stone and don't move very much, and that's why they have to eat 1,000 calories a day. So their maintenance is probably 1,900 a day, and they're just eating the maintenance. But they think because they're eating 1,000 calories a day more often than not that they are actually, that's enough. It isn't. 7 days in a week, not 5. I'm going to have my tea. I'll be back on tomorrow. What time? Don't know. I'm going to try and be on at 8:30, do an 8:30, 9:30. I like that live time. It just seems to work well. It seems to get good engagement. Seems to be quite a busy one. So I'm going to try and come on then between 8:30 and 9:30. It depends how well it's manic check-in day tomorrow. So it depends how well I get through my check-ins, what time I get in here. My aim tomorrow is to get in here for 6:30. Getting here 6:30 till 8:30, a solid 2 hours. I'll come on 8:30 till 9:30. If not, it'll probably be. I'm going to come on. I know I normally have it at 11. I'm going to come on earlier than that. It'll be 9:30. If I'm not in at 8:30, it'll be 9:30. Anyway, if you're on plan or in the community, I'll broadcast it out and let you know. Guys, if you're not on plan, get on plan. TikTok profile, Facebook page, YouTube page. Click on my link tree. Email me. WhatsApp me. I can send you all the details. In my link tree is an inquiry form button. Click on that. There's no obligation. Hi Neil, sitting on TikTok, just interested in your things. I'll send you an email. Might send you one message after that saying, "Hiya, sent you an email." It should be in your inbox. If not, check junk spam. That's it. You'll never hear from me again. So if you're interested in coming on board, give me a holler. TikTok, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I'll see you in the morning. And Facebook, YouTube, exactly the same. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening, and I will see you in the morning if you're free.